Hey Flosstube, that's Julie.
And that's Sarah.
And today we're having a slumber party, Flosstube.
Tonight.
It's like 9 o'clock at night and we decided to film in our PJs in bed. So that's
Hope
why...
that's not weird.
Yeah. That's why I hope nobody's like significant other is listening.
I'm like, what is
happening?
that shiny light right there? But it's the mirrors.
Yeah,
Hopefully
so
that's not...
the light is just a mess because we don't have any natural light, obviously, because
it's dark.
It's dark outside. But I hope you can get cozy, get in a slumber party state of mind.
Maybe you're still in your pajamas
In the morning.
Stay that way.
Maybe it's nighttime. Maybe you're in your pajamas all day. We don't judge. We love that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Start with a life update.
Life update. So, I guess it's been 2 weeks ago now. We made the trip to Jacksonville to my sister, her aunt's house, and through just blessings and blessings upon us via them, Sarah got a new car.
Yes.
New to her, not new. And thank you so much to everybody who supported her GoFundMe. Probably in another day or so we're going to wrap that up. I mean, the response was overwhelming.
Incredible.
We couldn't believe it. And in case you haven't watched the past few videos, Sarah will have for a few more days, a GoFundMe account because she was involved in a traffic accident 2 days before graduation and depleted all the savings she had been working for since freshman year of high school to go to college. And so I came up with the idea when I was going to Starbucks one day that, hey, if I skip the latte and put that money into an account or to the side to replenish what she had worked so hard for, because accidents happen and, that's what we do. I thought, what if everybody else did the same thing? So I started a GoFundMe called Skip the Latte for Sarah. And that's what that's about. We had so much support, but I did have a few questions. The only thing I want to say about that is, yes, we have insurance. Yes, it was Sarah's fault. However, it's still expensive to have a car accident.
Yes.
It's expensive to be an 18-year-old with a wreck that you're at fault for now. Mm-hmm. There's traffic tickets to pay. Florida is not nice when it comes to that. And it's just a lot of expenses, deductibles, all that stuff. So...
yeah, so
what that's about.
I wanted to say real quick, if you had any questions for like where your money was going, so I was gifted a car from my aunt and uncle, but the money that everybody has so generously given me is not just like my pocket change now. That's still going towards the expenses caused from the accident, and surprise, your insurance goes up when you're 18 and you have a car accident. So we're paying, the insurance,
all of those things
is still a cost. So if you're like, oh wow, she was gifted a car and I donated $50 for nothing, I'm not just blowing your money. That is still all of those donations are contributing to the overall cost. And if you've been in an accident where you totaled your car, you can understand all of that is necessary. And like I said, insurance goes up. Full coverage insurance is not cheap. I got in a car accident 2 months after, almost to the day, 2 months after I turned 18. So that was my first adulting experience, and it was miserable. I don't recommend it.
Don't recommend
adulting to anybody, but it has to happen. So I've had to make my drives to the courthouse and take my online class and pay for all of that, pay for the ticket, and now I have to pay for the insurance that's higher, obviously, because insurance goes up, you have to pay it when you have a car. So
we know these are all real life problems everyone has.
Yes.
Where nobody was hurt. Not a big deal, but it doesn't take away the fact that for 4 years this kid worked and is doing great things. Is going to do great things and had to start from scratch literally on the Thursday before graduation. So I say all that to say that more than giving Sarah spending money or however you want to look at it, I feel like the Flosstube community and Stitchers in general totally got it. There's a few, there's always a few people that are haters or that maybe just
Are
have
confused.
their opinion about things.
Yeah.
But more often than not, the beautiful cards and notes and people sent her personal stories, how the exact same thing may have happened to them or a family member of them. And more often than not, the notes that she got via social media attached to a donation or just a message was, I'm so excited to help you get to do all the awesome things that you're going to do and get started in the next step.
Yeah.
That's what I think that's where most people's heart was. Definitely most everyone who contributed. We had so many people that were like, because she's going into the Navy after college. So many people were kind enough to say, hey, we're a Navy family and we skipped the latte for you just to support you. And I think that's fantastic. So
Yes.
We always show up in this community for animal shelters, for Alzheimer's research, for all of the things. And sometimes we show up for each other directly, and this was a great way to do it. So thank you guys, everyone who donated. I'll put the link below, but I'm going to close it in a few days. So warm wishes, prayers, all that stuff is just as important as anything else that you guys could donate. A special thank you to Michelle Garrett, who also mentioned Sarah.
Any shout out that
I happen to personally be watching Michelle's, and it was real touching because she just said, hey, like sometimes we all need a hand, and this is an awesome girl to give a hand to. So thanks, Michelle, and thanks for including her info on your blog, because I know it reached more people that way. We had people send, a lot of people sent cards, which was, I think, as exciting.
Oh, I loved getting the cards.
And awesome. Graduation cards, and a few people said, I heard about you through Michelle Garrett. So thanks, Michelle. We love you.
Yes. So 7 minutes to say thank you, and I wish we could film a whole hour-long video saying thank you to every single person, but just, I mean, my heart is so full. I had no idea that the support was going to be this, what's the word? Touching,
and it was just going to be
heartwarming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all that. So that's Life Update Part 1 is we drove to Jacksonville, bought her aunt and uncle bought her car. So we drove back. When we did a live sale was when we came back.
Yes.
We were exhausted because it took forever. First interstate drive, driving rainstorm, all those things. My air conditioner went out in my car. Awesome. And then we were home for just a few days, and we went to Nashville. And
my favorite city, my future home.
What that was about was it was orientation weekend for Belmont. So that we try to take you guys with us on a little bit of that through Instagram, but Sarah can tell you like kind of what we did.
Yeah, so we got to Nashville a day early and had dinner.
We went to dinner at Old Red's, which is Blake Shelton's restaurant saloon.
Restaurant, honky tonk.
Could not recommend it more. Fantastic.
It's so good. We highly recommend the Nashvilleian burger. If you've never had a Nashvilleian burger, it is a cheeseburger, but instead of like a slice of cheese, it's pimento cheese. So good. My new favorite meal of all time. So good. Anyway, so we went to dinner, and then walked around Broadway Street, which is kind of like the downtown, like what you think of when you think of like...
It's kind of like the Bourbon Street of Nashville.
Yeah. It's like where all the live music, crazy live music is. All the famous people own all the bars on that strip pretty much. So there's like Kid Rock and Florida Georgia Line has one. Jason Aldean, Blake Shelton.
But I'll say that if you have a family with you or small kids or whatever, which is kind of a weird place to have young, little kids, but Blake Shelton's Old Red is completely family friendly.
Downstairs. There is an upstairs,
but if you want a place to get a great meal, have some entertainment, it was fantastic and reasonably priced and delicious food.
Yep. And there's more places to go in Nashville outside of Broadway Street, but Broadway Street's kind of like the famous strip,
Yeah.
you know. So we did that the first night. Then we had orientation for 2 days, just kind of like an introduction to college life. I got to spend the night in the dorm in the housing building hall that I'm going to be staying at next year. So that was really cool, and kind of got some inspiration for dorm decorating, and I've already, kind of been building some stuff up for that. I got to register for my classes. I have a full load of classes, and she got some parent counseling, how to deal with the transition to college for parents. I did not have to go through that, thank goodness. I don't know if I would have made it. But, yeah, and then we got to sightsee for the next 2 days. We went to the Country Music Hall of Fame, Johnny Cash Museum. It was awesome. Tons of good food. Like, if you need a place to listen to music and eat, Nashville is a city, and those are, like, 2 of my favorite hobbies. So,
yes.
And if you want a great cup of coffee, Barista Parlor. Barista Parlor, specifically in Marathon Village, if you're familiar with the Nashville area. Marathon Village, Barista Parlor, okay. Lavender Honey.
This is this is where I tell you about my favorite parts. So, Country Music Hall of Fame. I'm a huge country music fan, but even if you're not, if you're a needlepoint fan, an embroidery fan, any kind of stitching fan, the clothes, especially in the period, I would say, like in the 50s to the late 60s, the clothes that are on display there, all the famous country stars, they have like an iconic outfit for each one of the big stars of the decades, and the clothes are just gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Johnny Cash Museum, we'll talk about that in just a second briefly, but at the Country Music Hall of Fame, we had the best docent, like, Mike is his name.
That was at the Johnny Cash Museum.
No, Mike was at the Academy of Country
Music.
Oh,
yeah.
Mike was
now I get it.
Yeah, he was the best docent, like, ever that you could ever have. He talked to us. We were wearing Belmont shirts. A little bit about Belmont University. It's a huge music school and huge music business school. They have a great nursing program and a law school. Mm-hmm. But
it's a liberal arts school.
If you want to be in the music industry on business, production, distribution, actually being a musician performing, you go to Berkeley or you go to Belmont, on this side of the world. So everywhere we went with our Belmont shirts, people were like, "Oh, are you guys in the School of Music?" So flattering to me. Everyone thought she was my sister and that I was also starting college.
Just had to throw that in there. Just saying.
But we when we had met this great docent, he welcomed us. We went through the whole museum, and then he came around a corner looking for us with these tickets. So this ticket was a private invitation to Songwriter Session, and it says right on it $0. Educational something, I don't know.
Gosh, I don't know why I'm shaking.
What does it say about education?
Education attendee.
He just came up to us and said, "Hey, if you want to go to the singer-songwriter session, it's basically an intimate concert with like 40 other people, maybe, and the artist is Billy Dean." Well, Sarah makes fun of me all the time because my favorite, like my most commonly played music is like from 80 to 2000. 80s to 2000s.
Like, also, once I was born, she stopped listening to the radio. So,
I started listening to podcasts and listening to her. But, also, I love really, really old country. So, old country music, the originals. So, Mike comes and finds us and was like, "Hey, if you want to go to this, it starts in like 40 minutes. So, we went to Baja Sexto Taco, is what this place is called. Most fantastic tacos at this Country Music Hall of Fame. So then we went to the concert. We had front row seats. So Billy Dean, if you listen to 90s country, you've heard of him probably. And if you've listened to country since then, you've heard songs written by him, which was what this songwriter session was about.
Yeah, so he's primarily a songwriter.
Single. It was just like the most intimate, private. He was on a stool with his guitar, and it was great. The last song they played was called "Let Them Be Little," about letting your kids be little and they're going to grow up too fast and blah, blah, blah. And I started sobbing and couldn't stop. So then, afterwards, Mike, the docent, was like, hey, if you guys want to come around the side here, we're going to have an opportunity, a meet and greet, and get to meet Billy Dean. And, I mean, we were already
like a social.
It was like a social situation. So we did. And there was pictures. I don't even know if I posted any of those on Instagram. I will if I didn't.
Whirlwind.
And he signed our tickets.
He was also super nice,
and he's originally from Quincy, Florida, which is between here and Tallahassee. And so we had lots to talk about. Yeah. So that was really fun. So that was Country Music Hall of Fame. Then on to the Johnny Cash Museum, which the clothes again.
Johnny Cash be dressing.
Just
call him Ranch because he be dressing.
He was a snappy dressing fella. And I'll put some pictures on Instagram when we get done here. He and his wife, June Carter Cash, if you don't know the Johnny and June story, watch Walk the Line. Reese Witherspoon and Joaquin Phoenix will explain it to you. But he had her these beautiful embroidered stitched chairs, and the stitching on those was amazing on the actual upholstery of the chair. So that was a highlight too. Sarah was kind of like, I don't know if I want to go this. How much are they going to have in there?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
I will say, pretty much everywhere in Nashville looks like it's, maybe like a 6 foot by 6 foot building. You're like, how far is this going to go? And then everything, it's like, oh, it's the whole block. This is the whole block.
And that's how it is in any metro type area. So, those were highlights. The Billy Dean experience, just because it was so personal and close, and he talked about his kids and his family, and he introduced us to his wife and his mom's neurosurgeon.
We cried.
Yeah, we laughed.
It was so great.
I mean, his family was there in the same front row as us, and it was just fantastic. So that was a great highlight.
Antique archaeology?
Marathon Village. Talk about Marathon Village real quick.
Okay, so Marathon Village is like a 3-block plot of land that has an old warehouse on it where Marathon Motor Company used to manufacture cars for a short period of time. Well, they went out of business. This lot was up for sale. Somebody bought it and had this vision to turn it into like a shopping center. And you think like, oh, turning it into a shopping center that they're going to strip everything out. No, the guy who purchased the land with the warehouse on it preserved everything, all of the equipment in the place that it is, and the stores are like around these different car manufacturing
and they're artisan stores. They're
small businesses,
small, eclectic, locally owned jewelers, antique dealers.
There's a restaurant, deli,
barista parlor coffee again,
good. Which they're a chain, but they're a Nashville chain, so they're kind of like.
But they had a great spot there.
So, and then they also preserved some of the old cars that, had been collectibles because...
This guy bought the entire manufacturing plant and all the contents.
Yes.
So,
which, at the time, I think he bought it for $52,000.
$52,000.
I want to say it was in the 80s. I don't know. But, I mean... They really
one of the cars is worth more than $53,000.
They really did have to, I'm sure, put in money into preserving it because the brick, the roof, everything is, as authentic as it could possibly be. But anyway, so Marathon Village was a major highlight, and because it's such a cool location, what else would be in there other than antique archaeology? So if you're familiar with the American Pickers,
Frank Fritz and Mike Wolf.
Yep, Frank and Mike. That's their other location besides LeClaire, Iowa. So we went. That was one of our we know we have to go to antique archaeology. We went in there. It's a cool place to look. Everything in there's like $400. I got to pose next to one of Loretta Lynn's dresses, which was awesome.
Really awesome shirts.
And they have tons of American Picker swag. Obviously, I mean, we talked to the cashier, and she said a lot of people do buy antiques there, but I think a lot of tourists come for the American Pickers gear. But
Marathon Village is the coolest. I told Sarah, if I were to move to Nashville tomorrow, that would be my hangout spot.
Super Art gallery, shops, best candle ever.
Pro tip, if you are traveling in the downtown Nashville area ever, parking is $25. But you can park at the lot across from Marathon Village for $10 for 24 hours and Uber, which is what we did.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Uber safely, though. Uber and Lyft, make sure you're
with a
safe,
friend,
with
a family member. Yeah. Make sure you verify the tag number and that the driver tells you your name, not the other way around.
Yep.
It was great. We had a great experience.
So we'll have
Nashville.
Yeah.
Took us forever to get home.
Yeah. Okay. Next, I think that's all we had.
That's about all the life updates, except for what happens in a month.
Oh, I go to indoctrination.
She goes
in Great Lakes, Illinois.
Navy boot camp style situation, but we'll be on here again before then. So.
Yeah. So, today, what did we do today?
We enhanced the stash.
We did.
Pseudo-stitchy
kind
stuff.
of. So, I got a lot of stuff at Hobby Lobby because I'm making some gifts for my roommates. I'm making them little initials that I'm going to spray paint and decorate to match our dorm because I'm moving in early, so I want to be able to leave them a gift. You know, I was here. I'm sorry I can't be here type of thing. And then I also got some gift stuff for somebody else. Obviously, I don't want to show gift things that I got, but at Hobby Lobby, I did pick up this frame, and I believe
I got
two.
two. I got this same size and then a bigger one.
So,
excuse me. And if you guys go back to old Flosstube, this is almost the same frame minus a few rivets. It's almost the same frame that I framed my heartstring sampler chariots.
Yes.
So I paid full price for it the first time.
Wall hangings and frames are 65% off at Hobby Lobby right now. So, Price is Right. This was originally $30. I paid $7.50.
Yes.
So
you could not get it. It's solid wood.
It's solid. Do I have any idea what I'm putting in it? Absolutely not. I don't even know. I just got a random size. I don't know. But the wood is beautiful. Worst case, I get to put a picture in it and set it on my desk. Like
a picture of Johnny Cash on the Right of Land.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with those
yet.
So yes.
She bought her souvenir. We didn't.
I'll just grab it.
Didn't. Oh, please don't knock the camera.
Whoa, don't look at my butt.
We did not spend on souvenirs because college expenses. But
and I'm gonna live there, so
she bought after going through the Johnny Cash Museum and really. I think you had a different appreciation for the
Well, I've always been a Johnny Cash fan. I have about 3 Johnny Cash shirts. I've always been a fan of his music and never really knew too much about his personal life. Obviously, Johnny and June, everybody knows, like...
But
Johnny
not everybody knows that he was born again.
They don't know the story, but you know, like, Johnny Cash and June Carter. Well, after watching the movie and going to the museum, I was like, I need these photographs in my life. So I bought these prints from the museum, and they're really high quality. Like, our camera isn't super high quality right now because of the lighting, but they're like crystal clear black and white prints of Johnny and June from this time in their life, and I just love these photos so much, and I think they're going to look so clean and so classy in some white frames or some black frames.
And I think that
in my room,
what I think of when I see those pictures is
I think about
no matter what direction your life goes, you know, sometimes you make U-turns and sometimes you make wrong turns, and the people who love you are there for all that. And I love those pictures. So yes. I think that's awesome. So that was her souvenirs, a couple prints. And
then also from Hobby Lobby, this is the only other thing I can show that's on a gift. This is considered a wall hanging, so I got this for half off. It was $3. And it says coffee time. And
we are going to talk about cross stitch. This is just, we haven't seen you guys in forever.
Yeah,
and the price is right.
And it's a slumber party Flosstube, so we're just chit chatting. So I'm bringing a coffee pot to college, obviously. Duh. So I feel like I'm going to have a cute little coffee station with my grounds, and I have a vision for like a little glass jar with a little scooper for my grounds, and then this, and like I'm going to get some, dairy-free creamer and stuff. So that is what I got. Do you want to go through this?
I don't know what else is over there.
This is new to the shop. This is all.
I feel like I bought something else. But... Oh, I'll just show them. Just hand me the fabric, and then we'll go through them. So, I haven't bought a lot of charts for myself lately. A couple are new releases that you're fixing to see. And I bought some Weeks dye work gingham, and I will tell you what. I love it. It says it's 28 count. I don't know if it's because the way it's dyed or printed. It's definitely a tight 28 if it is, because I usually stitch on 32 and it feels exactly the same to me. I haven't counted the holes, but I will tell you that I love this. So I will be cutting some pieces of this and putting them on D-stash, because it is the most enormous piece of fabric. Even though it says it's just a yard,
it's double.
It's at least that. So I don't need that much. I've got a few plans for it, and then I'm going to be D-stashing some of that. So that was my fabric stash enhancement. May have also bought the tin roof one, which I thought I brought in here.
I thought, are you sure you're not holding it? Is it folded up in here, maybe?
No. I bought, this one is straw, but I bought tin roof too, which is gray. But
so, we forgot to do whips. I just noticed.
Oh, well, we're a mess. Guess what? We don't have a script, and this is real life. We're going to bed in like 20 minutes, so. My whip situation. I haven't picked Jesus up since we've been back from our trips. I just haven't been feeling like dealing with the Q-snap. I have Jesus on the Q-snap because, and I'm talking about my Vervaco Jesus, just because I want my stitches to be neater. So I'm using my stand, and I'm doing the Vana. I sew like Vana, which is up one hole and down with the back of the needle. Makes your stitches beautiful. But in the meantime, I wanted some in-hand smalls. This has been calling to me forever. I started this a day ago. So this is Heart and Hands Tomato Tart. And I can't get over there close enough to show you too much more, but Sarah can reach maybe. We're sitting on her bed. So I'm stitching this in hand, and I bought the cutest teeny little tart pan / candle holder. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a little tin candle holder, but it's got it's like beveled at the top, like a pan, like a pie pan or a cupcake holder.
So I have maybe another 45 minutes worth of work on this, and it'll be done. And then I'm going to try to make a pin cushion out of it. I don't know if I'm going to try it or if I'm going to pass it to Robbie and ask her to do it for me. Love you, Robbie. Don't know. So I have it in my Linda Joe bag, and the colors I used the straw gingham, and the colors I used were from my stash, which is what I'm really, really trying to do these days because I got a lot of floss. This is Victorian motto. It's a freebie, but it says Test 104, and this is Florentino, which is close to 936. So kind of an orangey red and a primmy green are my tomato colors. So that's what I got going in that bag. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to start with, this is I think it's Heart and Hand. Is that what this chart is? I haven't stitched on this one at all. Yep, Heart and Hand, Moon and Back.
Hey, that's two heart. Both are heart and handed.
This is my progress so far. I don't think it's too much more than last time we filmed. I think
it is. Oh, no, because it was when we first got back from the trip. That's right.
So, it's a row, and I'm stitching that in a Duchess hoop. And yeah, so one minor change I'm making. I can't show
it. Don't show it.
Dang it. I wanted to so bad. Okay, so.
It's a gift for her aunt.
I'll show it on the cover photo. So, there's these 3 animals here.
And they will be a different animal.
Are so darling. But, I'm charting my own animal to go there. So, stay tuned. We'll see how that goes if I can get that all sorted out. But,
totally she can.
And I'm stitching that in DMC, all DMC.
Okay. And then in my Mama Joan Minnesota bag, which, if you go back to the Midwest Retreat video, I kind of get tearful when I'm explaining this. But I got this from LaDonna Stellbaker, so that's all I'll say about that. Love, love, love it. Made by Mama Joan, like I said. And in here, this mess of floss. Robbie's probably having a stroke looking at this. These are all my colors that are needed for, like, I think of all the Prairie Schooler Santas, this is, of all the ones that I plan on stitching in the next 10 years, all the floss I would possibly need for them is in here. So I am currently stitching, what guy am I stitching?
Not to mention fabric. I don't remember either one of these fabrics.
I do. I'll help you with that.
I don't know. I really don't remember this one because this one we bought at that LMS.
I think I know what it is, though. Hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to not show the chart.
I think I remember this one.
Okay. So, this one, Sarah, can you hold that? This one here is the one that I'm stitching on.
I'm sorry about the lighting, y'all.
It's dark. We live in
Slumber
a
party.
pine house. We're so blessed to live in this beautiful old house, though. That's the one that I'm working on, and here's my progress. Pretty far.
Great progress.
I'm pretty far. I'm stitching that in hand.
And can I just say your back is like phenomenal. I'm going to show the back because I'm just in awe.
It's not that great, but
no, it's so good.
Thank you.
I can't get it. I mean,
the white is kind of cross-country-ish because it was for snowflakes, but the block coverage is pretty good. So
I get so satisfied by a nice clean back.
So I'm almost done with. Probably if I won't get to stitch tomorrow. Maybe Monday evening. This and the tomato will be done for sure. So that's all I've worked on for stitching.
All right.
We've been busy.
Most of my progress was on this whip. I'm doing the Silver Creek Samplers, Michael's Prayer, I think is what it's called. Yep. And I have finished. Let me get up here. I've finished the angel, all besides her halo, which I think I'm gonna do in Krynic.
Here, baby, put something behind it.
Yeah, it's just
blown out.
It's so hard to
just hold that behind it. There you go.
So, I'm going to do her halo in Krynic, and I changed a lot of the colors on her dress. I changed
her color, or the fabric color is color and cotton barnwood.
Yep. So I changed the, where it's 91101, I made that the same color as the star, because I felt like that was more consistent. And then, on her sleeve, I gave her a strip, a row of stitches that's the same color as the bottom of her dress, just to kind of tie it in together.
Sarah is a substituter. She is not
and then
she doesn't do anything in the called for anything.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really liking it so far. It's fun. And then, so after I do her halo in Krynic and I do the flag at the top of the flagpole, all I have is words left on that. So that should be done in like 2 weeks max, I'm thinking.
Hopefully sooner than that.
Well, I don't stitch.
I know, but you got through the angel. Now, letters.
I got through the angel in pretty much one day yesterday.
The letters go quick.
The letters do go quick, but I struggle with letters because I get bored with one color. So,
I like to stitch monochrome. Isn't that funny?
So, alright. That's pretty much all.
That's our whips.
Don't want to show what the inside of this project
looks like. Don't have a ton of haul, because we already showed that. All I bought was... Oh, wait, I got one more haul. This is why I brought this. So, I got the fabric, and then this chart, Christian Geisinger, 1839. I have no idea if I'm saying that properly or not. This, I'm going to crinkle. This chart, I cannot wait to start, but I am going to wait to start it until I finish the two smalls I'm working on now. And of course I still have Jesus to work on. But this, I ordered the Gentle Art wool. And the Gentle Art is out of avocado. I need 5 skeins of avocado. So I've got to order that. And I will probably order that from Country Sampler if they have it. Sassy Jack's. I'll find somewhere and I'll just order it because I don't want to wait anymore. Sarah, hold those up there and let them see how beautiful. Those are wool. And with wool, it's just a one-strand situation, which I love. So it looks like you have a ton. It looks like it takes a ton more floss, but you're not pulling anything apart. It's wonderful. So, I need avocado, like I said, and then this will be good to go. Those are in their home. And that was it. That was my only stash acquisition. And it was just the floss. I had already had the chart. Okay, so now we're at shop update. Yeah, we don't have a ton of stuff for shop update, but you're gonna love
stuff.
what we have. These are already listed on the shop. You don't have to me please anything. Just go there and buy them, as they are beautiful. And don't forget to still check the clearance tab, because I still have a ton of charts that are 40% off that I think people just aren't seeing, because there's Little House Needleworks there, and there's good stuff. It's not just wonky charts. There's some good ones there. Okay, I'm gonna actually let Sarah walk through these because she's closer. We're sitting on her bed, and if I take a header off this bed, I'm gonna knock my computer off of the computer is currently standing on her toaster oven for college. So yeah, here we go.
So this chart is hands-on design, give with my heart.
Ah!
It says, what I make with my hands, I give with my heart. And if you notice, there's some felt flowers. I know it's hard to see. This chart comes with the felt flowers and buttons that you need to embellish
assembly
it.
Required. There is assembly required for you.
But they also offer a cross-stitch only version if you want. And this is stitched with the accompanying sulky pack. So if you're familiar with sulkies, or if you're not, this would be a good time to try it.
I only have like 5 of the sulky packs.
Yeah, 5 I think.
But grab them. They're on the site, and they're a great price. I think the sulky packs are... I don't know how much they are. The chart I know is $18, which, again, you might be like, wow, that's a little pricey, but this is Kathy Haberman Hands-On Design, and you're getting all that felt buttons. There's an embellishment, what is that called? Like a tag. You're getting all the things you need to finish it, to finish the actual coverage of it. So it's a deal.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think this saying is so cute because I think it's so true for so much of the stitching community. And this would be a good thing, Robbie, to stitch and actually keep for yourself. How great would that be? Okay, so we got that. Next, this is Little House Jack Frost's Tree Farm Part 5, Hot Cocoa Stand. Just darling.
I haven't even started any of these yet. I keep wanting to do the smalls. Maybe I'll start that. I don't know.
If y'all can't tell how cute this is, go to the site and look, because there'll be better photos there. But it's just darling. There's a little sled action happening, a snowman. So cute, so cute. As always. Alright, next, hands-on design. This is the Harvest Chalk. Harvest Chalk full.
Mm-hmm.
Very cute.
So cute.
Hit every time.
I don't even know if Robbie has seen this.
This is hands-on design, Safe Harbor.
So cute.
And it says...
the finishing on that.
Follow the stars and find your safe harbor.
Look at her finishing on that. With the
That
arrow.
is very cute.
I'm sure there's a tutorial.
I feel like...
Wait, it says finishing by Strawberry Needle Arts. Find her on Etsy and Facebook. So...
Snowberry Needle Arts.
Snowberry, not Strawberry.
Snowberry Needle Arts.
I can't use the bifocals that far
Very
away.
Cute. I know it's hard to tell. The colors are darling, though.
And this is my very favorite.
Everybody?
Guess what? I mean, it's not a surprise that it's my favorite.
Just go ahead and
twist.
Go to GulfCoastStitches.com right now, because these are going to go fast. This is the Choose Your Own Motto sampler from Heartstring Samplery. I wish y'all could tell how excited we both are about this, because
I'm going to Etsy right now.
A bomb.
To tell you what else you can...
So, the border, I mean, I can't get how just darling the border is. And the font, I mean, Beth knows how to make a cute font.
So I already messaged Beth and talked to her today about this, but tell them what you told me.
Okay, so the motto that's in this one is... all I'm saying is that you've never seen me crying and eating tacos at the same time. And when I read that, I said, I've definitely cried and eaten a taco at the same time. There's definitely been times where I have gone to Taco Bell and gotten a Crunchwrap Supreme and cried into my Crunchwrap Supreme. So
and Beth said that her sister-in-law said the same thing.
Yeah.
So
that's just our
the cool thing about this,
Take it away.
about the buyer, about the choose your own motto, which, by the way, Beth, that is the most creative. When I think in this community, like, how many more,
cool things can happen.
Cool things can happen. How many more original ideas could there be? The choose your own motto. I mean, I love it. So it comes charted with the motto that's shown on there. But you can go to her Etsy, to Beth's Etsy shop, which is Heartstring Samplery on Etsy. And for $3, you can do what I did, and you can purchase a list of charted out mottos. So here's the coolest thing about that. So I love the border on this chart. I'm gonna stitch it. I'm gonna put a motto in the middle, but I may need a motto gift. Like, I may need have a motto charted for a gift for somebody else with maybe a different border, or maybe without a border at all. And for $3, Beth does all of these. So this information is on her Etsy shop, so she won't mind me sharing it. Here's the mottos that you can also purchase. For $3, you get all of them. Do the best you can until you know better, and then when you know better, do better. If he brings you to it, he will bring you through it. As for me and my house will serve the Lord. Well-behaved women rarely make history. The hardest thing I've ever had to say to someone was Worcestershire.
Love that one.
That was one of Sarah's favorites. The first thing that you should know about me is that I'm not you. A lot more will make sense after that. That's pretty amazing. I wish people would treat people like they're people. Be the best person your dog thinks you are. This is the one I'm going to stitch is, oh God of second chances and new beginnings, here I am again. I love that. The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. We won't be distracted by comparison if we're captivated with purpose. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference. If speaking kindly to plants helps them grow, imagine what speaking kindly to humans could do. That's a good one. I'm not saying I'm Wonder Woman, but no one has ever seen us in the same room.
I also want to say, you get, in just purchasing the chart, you get the, all I'm saying is you've never seen me crying and eating tacos at the same time. You also get a Maya Angelou quote.
Oh, I did not know this.
The desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise. So if you are...
I want to stitch all of these.
Yeah. So you kind of get a funny motto and you get a serious motto. So really, you could have 2 samplers out of this one.
2 samplers out of this purchase.
Just the chart
then go
purchase.
to the Etsy shop, spend $3, get 12 more mottos.
Yeah.
So even if you don't love this border, go to the Etsy shop, spend $3 and buy it and get all the mottos. I just absolutely love "Oh God of Second Chances and New Beginnings, Here I Am Again" because that is the story of again and again and again. That's me. So yeah. So that
I love it.
Is that
love it? Love it. Love it. That is all new to the shop.
That's all new to the shop. There may be some things that I didn't add. I'm super excited to stitch Scary Apothecary, the next 3. I want to start those. I want to finish my smalls. I want to start these samplers. I promised Robbie we're going to stitch Autumn Aprons by the Cricket Collection together, and we're going to do it in Sulky, and so that's got to happen. I want to stitch on Jesus. These are all on my plans.
And somewhere in there you need to finish, like, fully finish some stuff. Because you haven't fully finished anything since Christmas. Not trying to throw anybody any shade, but...
Yeah, I've got stuff done. I just haven't finished
There's tons of, like, actually completed projects. Nothing has been...
I don't like finishing. I'm not a finisher. She enjoys the process of finishing.
That's my favorite part.
I like collecting and starting. I don't really like the floss toss and picking the fabric that much.
It's a chore to you, I think.
It is, but
because you love the act of stitching.
I like the act of stitching.
Yeah,
that's right. Mm-hmm. For sure. I like seeing
and
my own
you
progress.
love progress, yeah. And I think the reason you don't like finishing is because it's the same chart in my hands as it is on that piece of sticky board.
You're right. And somebody somewhere, I don't know what Flosstuber it was that I saw that said that, who the heck cared? People talk about, when are you going to finish something? Well, here's the thing about that. I have 1,000 probably charts in my stash. Probably 1,000. I mean, I own a shop. What difference does it make if they're in a amazing project bag with 5 stitches in them, or if they're halfway done, or if they're completely done? I still like working on them, so I can start.
You do finish a lot, though, is the thing.
I do. Sometimes I forget how much I finished, and then I look and I'm like, oh, I did that. I did that.
I did that.
But I also have this pile next to my chair of in-progress whips.
There's probably about 45.
45 at least. I need to clean all that up and move it upstairs and just have the ones next to me I'm working on.
That's a great video idea. We should do a chariot tour.
Oh my gosh.
It's happening. So if you're... Okay, her heart just dropped because she knows what it looks like. But if...
I'm not sure what's going to crawl out of there.
So, if you have never been to our home, which most of you have, have not, unfortunately, although we feel like you're sitting in our bedroom with us, there is the place that she stitches is lovingly referred to as the Chariot, because it is a beautiful recliner that is fully
illuminated.
Fully illuminated by, I think you have two lights, standing lights, a magnifier, one of those little Q-snap holders things.
A Lowry stand.
Mm-hmm. I always forget what that's called. And then a side table that's got 5 shaker boxes on it, all kinds of little
LaHaye's shaker box.
Yep.
Find them on Etsy.
Ort containers, everything. The arms of the chair are bitsy bobs. It is the stitching chariot. Like, when people walk into our house, they're like, that's where your mom sits.
Also,
I'm like, yes, it is.
I will say we have had parties at this house with we live on the water, great house for entertaining outside, not so much inside. We have had standing room only inside the house, and nobody sits in the chair.
Because they know it's a mom chair.
Nobody sits in the chair.
Like whenever you go, also it's different from our couch. Like they're not from the same set, so that's like clear, like that's the special chair. When you're like
Besides,
younger,
it looks like I could do a full like medical exam
Yeah.
on someone with all of the attachments and things that are surrounding the chariot.
I'm sure everyone can relate to like going over to your friend's house and like oh, that's the dad's recliner for sure, like dead center on the TV. It's got that special wear out on the puller right where his hand goes every time. That's what this chair is like, but it's full of stitchy stuff, so everybody knows. Well, to the right of the chair there is the pit. Okay. The pit.
Between the wall and the chariot.
Between the wall and the chariot, there's the pit, which is semi-organized considering how much stuff you have in it. It is a bag that she has.
It's a Vera Bradley tote.
It
full.
Is pushed to maximum capacity. I had to try and find scissors in there the other day, and I pulled everything out, and it covered our entire living room. I was like, how does this condense to a bag?
Then I have a tote that I bought from Truly Wicked Crafts on Facebook, or on Instagram, that is a blackbird design tote that's made out of I forget what they call those, but like the little blackbird quilt squares, and now it's completely full to capacity because I can't take my Vera Bradley with me when we go to stitch somewhere because
it's stuffed.
So yeah, pit tour.
If you're interested in the chariot tour, we could pull everything out. There's tons of project bags. And then there's a needle minder board.
It's all stuff you've seen before, though, but it would be kind of funny.
It would be fun. So,
and we could look at the progress that's on all the... There's a lot of progress.
And there's some finishes in the pit, too. So, if you're interested in a tour of the chariot, we could even do an Instagram live if you didn't...
No, we need to be able to edit in case something comes out of the pit that I didn't know was there.
Well, we will...
I am way too vulnerable in this. No,
it's happening. The chariot tour is happening. This is how
it won't be live.
This is like why they put hoarders on TV.
I know.
It's motivation.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when you watch hoarders and they start sweating and they're like,
listen,
this area makes me nervous. It's fine if you want to clean over here, but this is my personal area. And then on hoarders, they're like, oh, I haven't seen that cat in 4 years, and they're flat, and They're a skeleton. There's no cat.
We don't have a cat.
But I don't know.
There might... What? We haven't...
No. I don't know. I don't know.
There's that turtle I lost in 8th grade.
Yeah, we haven't seen that hamster. So
What's at the bottom of that Mama June bag? Oh, it's a
Mama June.
Mama Joan. You know what I meant.
I know what you meant. So it won't be live, but we may do. Maybe we'll film that this week.
Yeah,
sometime.
I feel like that'll just be fun. It'll just be fun.
It'll be fun.
And you know what? Dan will probably thank us a whole lot for going through it because I'm sure you'll find some stuff that you could stand to maybe move upstairs, move out of the. Don't look at me like that.
Because I'm thinking I can't bring.
This was spur of the moment.
I can't
this is
bring
live.
anything else into me and Dan's room because it's the walls are closing in on the bed because of all the stitchy stuff. But I was thinking I could put it under your desk.
I was thinking no.
Dan has already said that when she moves out, all my stitchy stuff has to come into her room. She has a fantastic room with.
I don't know why
she has
make it a warehouse. Why would you do that?
She has this fantastic room with a water view and a forest view and all this beautiful furniture in here. And I think if I move all my stitchy stuff up here, I'm not.
This is the best room
if I
in the
get
house,
the chariot up the stairs.
Stop. First of all, the chariot it's a wide load, so I don't know if you could pull it up the stairs.
It is a wide load.
It's a comfortable
and
sit.
It has, we'll show this on the tour, it's got a USB port on the chair. So yeah, you can.
We might, I just got the YouTube app on my phone where you can film it on the phone.
I got that.
Yeah.
I got that because I did that with my, I got on my, yeah.
Yeah, we should do it on the phone so that, if something crawls out, it doesn't break your computer. Something jumps out.
We need to be able to edit, though.
We can do that on the phone.
Nothing's going to crawl out. There just might be, like, some old boom chicka pop in there.
No, okay. Come on.
Okay, so that's plans.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do all that.
Anything else? I'm, looking around to see if
we
set anything
covered it. It's been
else.
51 minutes, y'all hanging. We didn't talk about that much stitching tonight.
We didn't. This was our slumber party.
It's a slumber party. Just we miss y'all, and our life has been so busy that we've been doing the Instagram thing a little bit more, but not as much on Flosstube, and we need to get back to that. Oh, I remember something. What is Monday night? Oh,
any guesses? Drum roll. Monday night. Live sale.
This is gonna compromise our watching of The Bachelorette.
I literally just signed a live sale. I didn't even know I knew sign language, but I just did it. No, that means I did the I wrong. This is J, I know.
I don't know.
This J?
Remember, I think they're backwards from us right now.
I don't know how to do a V.
Yeah, because your shirt's backwards. So,
Sorry.
Okay,
so live sale, Monday night.
It's going to interfere with The Bachelor.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Why don't we have a viewing party?
You guys want to come over? Everybody can watch The Bachelor.
Okay, The Bachelorette, it is kind of getting close.
Okay, so wait.
Problem solving on the spot.
What are we doing Tuesday night?
I have plans with Nana. We're supposed to be having a slumber party Tuesday night. Am I remember? We're going to watch Netflix.
We'll come up with a time to have a live sale. We don't know when it's going to be.
Just kidding. Reverse drum roll.
I hope that's not our screen.
Sorry.
We'll let y'all know sometime soon about a live sale.
I'm so sorry. We totally jumped the gun and forgot. I mean,
forgot about
any Bachelorette watchers out there, you know that this week is pivotal. Okay, after this week, we really know what's going on.
I want it to be Mike. I want Mike to be the winner. I
like Mike. I love Tyler. Tyler C with his dimples.
Tyler C is kind of frat boyish, but Mike.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
We love y'all. Thank you. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.